COVID-19 forcing a school district to shut down. Runge ISD southeast of San Antonio is reporting 20% of its teachers and staff have COVID, including the superintendent. Tonight, as the school leader recovers, he spoke exclusively with KENS 5's Elisa Nieves on closing schools after starting just 2 weeks ago.
Runge, Texas, a town of fewer than 1,000 people in Karnes County, quieter than usual this week.
Saturday afternoon, I began to receive calls.
Runge ISD Superintendent Hector Dominguez says he's been here before. A surge of COVID cases at the start of school. But last year, he says, the students got sick.
This year, it's with our employees.
Over the weekend, Dominguez says he took call after call.
So we were up to over 20% of our staff that had tested positive.
10 of his employees had COVID.
I tested myself with my physician, and I too tested positive for COVID. We're a very, very small school district. And so we don't have the resources that a large district would have to cover classes.
195 students in grades pre-K through 12 make up Runge ISD. Monday, all of Yellow Jacket Nation received this letter saying all schools will be closed this week. That same day, all buildings were sanitized.
It was a no-brainer that it was in the best interest of keeping everyone safe.
Runge ISD operates on a 4-day learning schedule, Tuesday through Friday. Dominguez says they'll soon meet to draft a new instructional calendar to make up the lost days from this week.
Everything will go back to normal in Runge ISD beginning Saturday at the home high school volleyball game. Monday will be a staff development day. Students return on Tuesday. Reporting in Runge, Elisa Nieves, KENS 5.
Now to the COVID front here in San Antonio. The city has seen a 30% increase in COVID-19 cases since last week. 1,965 new cases have been reported. It's still well below last year's numbers and what the city saw during the peak of the pandemic. Metro Health says the positivity rate at its facilities is 29%, but so far says not many children have tested positive, though officials say that could change as we get later on into the school.
Just started for most students in our area, but already for one district southeast of San Antonio, COVID is forcing them to shut down.
Families in Runge ISD in Karnes County received a letter saying all schools will be closed this week. Right now, the school is reporting 20% of its teachers and staff have COVID, as well as the superintendent.
And KENS 5 Sarah Duran is joining us live right now. So Sarah, how's this small district really handling this breakout of cases right now so early on in the school year?
I know it's crazy that we're still talking about COVID, but here we are, Sarah. Yesterday, we spoke with Superintendent Hector Dominguez, and he told us that he's dealt with the surge of COVID cases at the start of the school year. But last year, it was students who were mainly sick. That's not the case this year. This time, it's teachers and staff who are testing positive. Over the weekend, Dominguez said that he took call after call, and that's when he learned 23% of the district's 43 teachers tested positive for COVID. Now he, the superintendent himself, is one of those positive cases as well.
I tested myself with my physician, and I too tested positive for COVID. We're a very, very small school district, and so we don't have the resources that a large district would have to cover classes.
Runge ISD has 195 students and operates on a 4-day learning schedule, which runs Tuesday through Friday. In the near future, Dominguez says a committee will meet to draft a new instructional calendar. This will be to make up for the lost days from this week. Now, meantime, the city of San Antonio has seen a 30% increase in COVID cases. Since last week, 1,965 new cases have been reported. It's still well below last year's numbers and what the city saw during the peak of the pandemic. And so far, Metro says not many children have tested positive for COVID-19, but officials say that could change as we get further into the school year. Now, as for Runge ISD, teachers are expected to return to campus on Monday for a staff development day. Students will
Kentucky school district goes remote after COVID, flu, strep outbreaks. Less than a fortnight into the new school year, one U.S. school district has been forced to send its students home due to simultaneous outbreaks of COVID-19, strep throat, and the flu. On Monday, 157 students in Kentucky's Lee County School District were out sick. That's a lot for a small district of 897 students, Lee County Superintendent Earl Ray Schuler said, according to the Lexington Herald-Leader. More than a dozen of the district's teachers also called in sick on Monday. The district announced it would cancel classes on Tuesday and Wednesday, and shift to remote learning on Thursday and Friday. Extracurricular activities were also canceled through the remainder of the week, Schuler said. We're sanitizing our buses and our buildings and giving our staff and our students time to heal, he added, NBC News reported. Scott Lockard, the public health director for the Kentucky River District, told Scripps News Lexington that officials were seeing an increase in COVID-19 throughout the 7 counties. Ahead of the official start of flu season in the U.S., health officials across the country are cautioning the public to protect themselves by getting their updated flu shots and COVID-19 boosters when available, to wash their hands, and stay home if they're feeling unwell.